Dear students, welcome you all for the revision class of maintenance of machine tools. This is my second video. In the previous video, we discussed about condition monitoring techniques like temperature monitoring, leakage monitoring, corrosion monitoring, etc. and some benefits of the condition monitoring. Today, in this video, I am going to explain Unit 4, that is maintenance organization and defect list generation and reporting. Okay, then start with introduction part of the maintenance organization and defect list generation and reporting. Maintenance organization is an important department in every industrial organization which keeps the mechanical things in a good condition, in a good manner. Condition maintenance department is required because to keep the things, so here things are nothing but mechanical machineries, some parts, some links, some mechanisms in a good working condition. Without maintenance organization in any industrial system will becomes very difficult to survive the systems under a good condition. So henceforth maintenance organization is very much important. It includes all the types of works, not only involves in maintenance, they check the conditions of every departments whether the working machines properly or not. So inspection can be done by the maintenance department also. It includes many kind of workers which based on their skills only differs. The workability of that workers also depends. Maintenance, the main objective of this maintenance department to keep the organization in a good working condition, good atmosphere with a greater efforts. The next, lines of reporting for the maintenance. It comes under maintenance organization. So to report the someone without full authority over most of the operations, lack of authority is the most terrible in assuming the properties for work performances. Maintenance engineering should report to level that is responsible for the plant group which it serves. So henceforth reporting to the top manager about the failure, about the faults of that system is very much important. Manager, general manager, like managing director, depending on the organization, that kind of be reporting is to be done. The need to report to higher management or through central engineering department should not exist. It should be established. It should be established any kind of decisions by the maintenance department itself only. The specialized maintenance persons organization becomes handle that problem technically. Later they can take the help or asked to handle supervisory duties. The function of the engineers craft supervisions must be combined. Both views are valid. So systematic way of analysis can be communicated with high authorities. So henceforth lines of reporting for the maintenance department plays very important role while reporting the failures to the top level management. So before reporting, discussion is to be done on the particular defects, particular failures of that machineries. So whether it may be repair at that moment, or else we can ready to change that part, that kind of things are to be analyzed in the lines of reporting. So henceforth this point plays very important role in the maintenance organization. Next, moving to the next slide, that is staff specialists and clerical persons. These all comes under lines of reporting only, means that whatever the defect arises should be discussed, and staff specialist should be ordered to the workers. So like that, what type of conditions are to be taking place, we're going to see. In the first one, staff specialists, the number of staff specialists are maybe electrical, in instrumental and metrologist ಇರ್ಬೋದು. Okay, like that, so many type of workers are to be used. The use of number of staff specialists depends on the availability required, need for the specialization and consulting the service that can be done by the staff specialists only. Okay, next one is clerical persons. Clerical persons are nothing but maintenance of the documents, as you know already. The number of clerks used various forms, like 1 to 100% of the employees, and 20 to 25% depending upon the size of the employees. The clerical reports that and any level of organization, it depends on the size of the environment, size of the that economical matters. So henceforth clerical persons are very much needed to maintain the documentation. So how the duty is to be maintained, it is depending upon the hourly based and monthly based. Next point, selection and training of the craft persons. So this is fully depending upon the selection is based on skill of the that candidate, physical fitness should be there, and maintainability capacity he should have, moral aspects he definitely have, then finally educational qualification of the required job. Okay, essential that job required qualification he should have. Selection and training of the craft persons, normally the union contract may have sharp distribution to select the craft persons. If there are no strict, no such distributions, basis on the selection should be educational background, intelligence, general intelligence, past experience. When it is possible, a person with previous craft experience is easiest and most satisfactory. Okay, when the person is having the previous experience, then it will becomes very easy to hire that person for the particular job. So easiest method and most satisfactory method of selecting the craft person in maintenance department. Some factors should be considered. Whatever I told the factors, those are the some required factors, like a skill may be there, and physical fitness may be essential. Maintainability, he should have maintain the every kind of that defects, that problems. Moral aspects, educational qualification, he should have minimum qualification for the required of the that job. So these are the some selection and training process of the that craft persons. Then moving on to the next point, training of the craft persons. After selection, what kind of the training is to be given for the that candidate? So it is normally divided into three ways for the training. First one is formal instruction method, informal instruction method, on the job instruction method. Okay, we'll see one by one what is meant by formal instruction method. Many formalized maintenance training programs are currently available in many ways. The most common one is apprentice training. As you know already, in the classroom only I told, initially after selection apprentice training is to be assigned for that selected candidates. In that appearance training, they will going to introduce about the system, about the factory, about the machines. Like that they will going to introduce themselves for to handle the different kinds of machineries, and also measures the own use, and they are made availability at free to the others, but they are inexpensively handled. Okay, without handling the systematic theory classes only he can attend, and cannot be maintained any kind of defected parts to handle particular systems. The next, informal instruction method. This consists of spot exposure of the person in some phases of plant activities. It takes in the form of lecturers, sounds, splits, and some movies, trips to provide instructions on their particular equipment. So after formal instruction, informal instruction is nothing but they are taking to that candidate on the spot, means on the machine site only. Okay, at that time they going to explain everything regarding the working conditions, and also whatever the equipments are required, giving the introduction, giving the explanation regarding that equipments. So this is all about informal instructions. Then next, on the job instruction method. This is most suitable method for training of the maintenance persons. Many excellent craftsmen have required their skills in this way. Usually new man is assigned to an experienced craftsman as a helper and learn by the exposure to the job and the instructions he receives from the experienced craftsman. The effectiveness is improved if the training is supplemented by the routine rotation of the training. So after formal and informal instruction, on the job instruction is to be given, means that directly the persons who selected taken on the job site only and giving everything regarding the required essential job operations. So before handling the machineries he should assign to the as a instructor only. Okay, he receives from the experienced craftsmen's, means that he should obey the orders of the experienced craft persons in the during apprentice training period. Okay, the effectiveness is improved after again and again usage of that machines. The improvement is to be improved, so effectiveness is to be improved in the training period. So henceforth this method is very much important. So these are the some training of the craft persons, training periods of the craft persons. The next, moving on to the next point, selection and training of the supervisors. So in the previous slide discussed about craft persons, the next supervisors. Only general rules can be set for the selecting the supervisory persons. So in this selection of the supervisory persons, only general rules can be set for the selection. Those directly in charge of the craft persons, okay, which is done by the in charge of the craft persons. Good conditionality can be selected, good candidates can be selected and be capable of handling the number of different problems at one time. There are advantages in selected people entirely from among maintenance employees who is having leadership qualities should be considered. So what happens in the supervisory persons, the supervisor should have good leadership qualities. Okay, he should lead the other employees, so that's why he should have leadership qualities, and also he should capable of handling the different kinds of problems which are occurs during the working time. So henceforth these are the general tests can be assigned with the help of some craft persons. Some craft people will going to take this kind of tests. With the help of that, selection is to be done. So leadership qualities should have and previous experience also considered. Okay, so long period of the working experience is to be considered. Depending upon that experience only, that supervisory is to be given. And other qualities he should have, like relationship with the some other subordinates, that is also plays very important role. Okay, he should motivate the other people, that is also one important thing he should have. Then next, training for the supervisory person. After selection, what kind of training is to be given for the supervisory persons? So this training includes initial orientations or introduction and formalized programs and on the job coaching. We'll say one by one. Initial orientation or introduction, it gives the candidates basic details about the management team, while the joining initially they will going to give the introduction regarding the management team. Okay, after joining, and also scope of the personal responsibilities, what type of responsibilities the supervisor should have, like that they are going to give the brief introduction regarding his work, and what type of he should have the limits and communication. Okay, that is to be given in the training period. The next, formalized programs. This training is given continuous effectiveness, improve performances, human relationships. Okay, so in this one, continuous training is to be given by the theoretically, by the practically. Okay, because to get improve in the performance. Okay, because he should lead the other employees, so continuous effectiveness should be considered, and good human relationship, how to maintain, like that they will going to give the instructions, and how to maintain the safety, and many more courses of the that part of the program should be head towards the effectiveness as per the supervisory is to be concerned. On the job coaching is nothing but on the training period only they will going to assign the work and test the, after giving the some jobs. Okay, how he will going to judge the persons, how he will going to manage the things clearly, how he will going to manage the supervisory things, and how the communication is to be done, like that they will going to train in the on the coaching, on the job coaching only. Then moving with next topic of this chapter, that is defect list generation and reporting. We'll start first introduction of this point. The various maintenance functions and jobs are planned and executed by means of different disciplines and methods of the different levels of the workmen and supervisory engineers. So as already we discussed, so many type of functions can be executed with the help of that craft persons as well as supervisory persons. It can be maintenance persons are normally so many, hence they have to be organized, arranged to work as a kingpin of the towards the goal. So towards the goal, working capacity everyone should have, then only it is very much easy to achieve the goal. So it can be done when continuous efforts, continuous improvements, continuous efficiency in the working environment, as well as to get the maximum profit effectiveness, and for important equipment availability can be maintained. Maintenance organization, as in case of other organizations, have required delegations of authority and span of the control with the necessary feedbacks and control the system, the size and the type of the maintenance organizations for at industry depends on the some factors. Okay, so feedback is also important in the defect list generation and reporting. So regarding the failures, regarding the defects, whatever arised during the working time, that is to be revised, that is to be feedback given, why that defect is arised, why that defect arised again and again, like that continuously evaluation can be done, then only it will becomes to find the that solution. Some factors are to be considered, like size of the industry, that also matters, nature of the business, jobs in the industry, that also depends, that also applicable. So physical location of the plant, facilities, departments, availability of the plant maintenance, manpower and skilled labors, extent automations, maintenance types of the systems accepted in this kind of industries. So these are the some factors which are very much affects while finding the defects or failures of the particular components of the machines. Then next, some definitions. What is defect actually, what is failures? Okay, we're going to understand. First, defect and failure may be the same meaning. Okay, may be the same meaning. Defect is general term, normally means faults, mistake, crack, deficiency, extra, failure. Okay, so this is meaning of the defects. The next, failure means stoppage. Deteriorating. Okay, stoppage and instant stoppage, intense, deteriorating, okay, deburkening and not subsiding, any kind of that some terms are to be failure. Okay, so these are the definitions, meanings of the that defect and failures. Next point, defects or failure generation stages. Okay, during some stages defects may be arised. Which type of stages we're going to see? Some stages like design stage, manufacturing stage, erection stage, commission stage, maintenance stage, environmental stages. During these stages only we are having the problems, we are having the some defects, some failures in the working environment. So during design stage what happens, initially we are designing the some systems, some machineries. Okay, in the design itself if we have some problems, then in the future we may get some problems. In manufacturing stage what happens, continuously usage of the machineries, definitely you will going to face some problems without maintenance, continuous working. So in the manufacturing stage only we are getting some problems definitely. In the erection stage, after designing, installation of the machineries, if we are not done the installation properly, definitely we will going to have some vibration problems. Okay, it will directly leads to the heavier losses, heavier problems. And commissioning stages, handling of the particular components, particular machineries in a right manner, then definitely we are going to face the problems. Then maintenance stage, if we are not having, we are not following the continuous that maintenance, definitely we are going to have the defects parts. What happens if we are not maintenance done regularly in a routine work, then corrosion may gets, otherwise wear and tear may be gets, because of the friction may be wear and tear gets, and finally corrosion or else breakages may be we're going to have. So maintenance stage is also important. And environmental stage, that is last stage of the failures generation stage. What happens, because of the environmental changes, the variation in the environmental, it may affect the machine atmosphere, machine working conditions. Some foreign particles may be exerts during the working time, which we cannot see. Okay, definitely we're going to have it will does the problems on the particular jobs, then definitely you will going to lose the quality of the jobs. So henceforth, these are the defects of the failure generation stages, very much important. So in the exam, definitely you will going to ask for 7 to 8 marks, what are the failure generation stages, list and explain, like that. Okay, so you have to go through these stages. Next, moving to the last point of this chapter, some types of the failures or defects. Okay, so broadly classified into the three types: degradation failure, quality deterioration failure, and catastrophic failures. First, degradation failure. These equipments gradually loses its performance while in use. So it's because of so many reasons like environmental effect, corrosion, contaminations, okay, are the main reasons of the failures. Just now only I told, during the design stages we're going to face the so many problems. So henceforth, degradation also in one of those. It arises because of reasons like environmental effects, corrosion, contaminations. Okay, so definitely because of that reasons we're going to face some failures. That is considered as degradation failure. The next, moving to the next point, quality deterioration failures. Equipments gradually deteriorates, means that it will loses its strength because of continuous work, because of high load is done on the kept on the particular components, then results it will loses its capacity, its strength. Finally, deterioration will be taking place. It is considered as deterioration failure. The next, catastrophic failures. This is occurs when the equipment suddenly break down. What happens if the limit will be crosses of the carrying capacity, load carrying capacity? Obviously, instant breakages may be happens. That is considered as catastrophic failure. It is due to the high load, improper processor, following the total damage of the some parts, but equipment can be repaired back by replacement. Okay, the equipment can be repaired only after replace. Okay, repair work can be done again and again. Conclusion is catastrophic failure occurs. So these are the some important things which we discussed in this video. Okay, I hope you guys are understood the concepts very well. Okay, in the future it will becomes helpful for you. So keep studying. Exam may announce at any time. Okay, so after 17 he in the board may be announce the dates of the examinations. So keep studying regularly. If you have any problems, keep in contact. Thank you.